auditioning, and then when you book the gig, and then when you hear the final product, whether it's on the ready, yeah, I was just in the car on my way home. I heard myself on the play, hey, sounding good, beautiful. Or thinking yourself, or hearing yourself television on an ad. It's a then for me as a coach. I love this business. Unfortunately, just like in any other business out there, they could be a little predatory, if you will. And some coaches out there, they will have folks join them for a workshop, and they give them little to none information, to no information. And at the end of the workshop, it's, well, join me for my 101 workshop where I will go over XYZ. And so they leave that having paid whatever it is they paid. Sometimes it could be up there, but they leave with no real knowledge of how to get started in the business. And so what I do with my workshop, I keep it very small. My intro to voiceover workshop, it's 10 people, a small group. We do it via Zoom, so it doesn't matter where you are in the world as long as you have a connection via the internet. And I only talk about the various genres of voiceover and how things are done, but I allow people to audition and receive feedback on the spot. And so learn from the feedback that I'm giving them, but even more so from others, their peers who are also auditioning and hearing their feedback there if they want to receive individual coaching, so be it. But I love coaching and I love performing.
That is really, really cool. And I agree with you. There are people in the business that love are the predatorial type and will take anybody that's fresh meat, so to speak, and kind of, take in the wrong direction. So I appreciate that you don't do that and that you are focused on the individual and how to better them, because that's the main, the whole reason to teaching somebody else and to mentoring them. So tell me about one of your roles that was one of your favorite roles that you got to perform for in your voice acting. I know you said you had a Amazon video that you just did recently. What type of roles do you enjoy doing? I know you do lots of commercials. I get to watch you do those, and that's always so much fun. What are some roles that you enjoy the best? What's been your favorite one so far?
So being on screen is totally different.
Right.
Voiceover itself. I love being on screen. I am such a ham. Let me tell you. You put a camera in front of me and I will perform. I don't care what's going on. It's been that way for me all my life, right?
Yeah.
I've been very comfortable of the camera and just as comfortable behind the microphone. So for me, being on camera is truly one of my loves. And I recently, although I can't talk too much about it, but I recently booked a very big show.
Good. Congratulations. That's so amazing.
Thank you. You're for a network with 3 letters, and I can't say more than that, but it'll be out in the spring, and I'm a recurring character, which is always good.
Wow.
But,
congratulations. You deserve that.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been working very hard over the last couple of years. Well, all my life I have, but even so, just on the craft, that I need. And that's the other thing. No matter where you are in your voiceover business or acting career, right? You never know. So you're still receiving coaching. So I'm always telling my students, you have to do your homework the same way I have to do mine, because I have a voiceover coach. I have an acting coach. If I don't do my homework, then it shows. And I'm not going to waste their time. And I'm damn sure not going to waste my own. So you have to work at this thing day in and day out in order for you to rise to the top.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's so true. I was talking to Hillary the other day, and he mentioned the same thing. To be really good at your craft, you need to be in it and immersed in it. Even when you're off camera and off set, you need to be immersed in it 24/7 and be thinking of that method and to practice and all that stuff as well. Now, how long have you been doing this? How long have you been a voiceover actor or actor?
So I started acting 20 years ago as a background actor. And, background, those are all the people that really make any film, any movie, any TV show, the background actors are the real stars. The people who don't have lines, who are just walking around doing whatever. Two people here, one person there, right? But they're the ones that they fill the space, if you will, for the production.
Yeah.
And my very first production on HBO's The Wire. I was in season 3 as a uniform cop, season 4 as a plainclothes cop, and I just fell in love with acting at that point. I had taken some classes, some theater classes while I was in college at Morgan State. And so it had always been something that I wanted to do. And so when I heard about it, I went down, I got on set, and I was like, oh, I love this. And so every other year, I would find something to do acting wise, because it's very hard to work as an actor when you have a full-time job.
Yes.
Because you have to be available, number one, for the audition, for the callback, and then if you actually book, you also have to be available for what days are going to be, right? And so I would take off days here and there, right? But over the last couple of years, right before I left my full-time, there were more opportunities coming, and so I said, you know what, this is definitely picking up. And I was, for a while, I was scared. I'll be honest with you, to leave a full-time job where you have that guaranteed check coming in, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, what do I do? But when God has given you a talent and He wants you to use it, He'll make sure that you use it. So I didn't listen for a while, and then I finally listened, and He's been opening doors ever since. But so acting since for the last 20 years, voiceover for professionally for about the last 15 years.
Wow, that's amazing. And I just love how you said, it is it is scary to leave a job. A lot of times you have that safety net, right? And so to step out, exactly, and step out from that and to go into the unknown. And I really just appreciate how you step forward, you trusted God, and you just made that forward move, and He's been making sure that you're okay since. And that's really a cool blessing to kind of hear.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many people out there who go to their job day in and day out. Some of them love their jobs, and some of them do not. Some of them have other aspirations that they want to get into, but their job has been holding them back. They have that safety net. They have that cushion. They're comfortable. I was very comfortable in my job,
right.
And so sometimes you have to get to the edge of that cliff and just jump, man.
Yes.
And when you jump, just know that God will have you. The parachute will be there, and you will land on solid ground. But when you're working in your passion, man, there's nothing like work anymore, because I'm doing what I love.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's amazing. Can I ask what your former job was?
Yes, so I was full-time broadcaster. I was a program director at a radio station, and also had a afternoon drive show. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And so now I'm part-time in the sense of I broadcast from home. I have a 1-hour syndicated show, the Cool Jazz Countdown, and that airs on 30 radio stations across the country. Yeah, and Sirius XM, but I produce that right here from home. So
that's amazing. That's so amazing. And do you do also, I mean, you got such a relaxing, amazing voice. Do you also do like book and audio recordings as well? Because I just think it'd be so great to listen to those.
Yeah, so I've done audio books, but right now one thing that I'm doing that I've got into the last year is bedtime stories.
Oh.
And so I was working with a company called Wave. Unfortunately, but they launched at the beginning of this year, and since then I tell stories for Slumber and also another company, Pizzazz. They have a couple of different meditation apps out there. So meditation and bedtime story. And I have my own original stories. My Patreon page. If you go to Patreon, you can do Man with the Voice, and I have probably a good 40 or 50 stories on there to help people to be able to. We as a community, as human beings, the most, out of everything that goes on in our day. And so there's so many people out there who suffer from insomnia, who are just up for hours and hours and hours at night for whatever reason, and they can't find that relaxation. And so my stories are geared to help you find that relaxation. The music that is used is original music that was designed by a Grammy Award winning producer, Matt Wong, and the music is made to mirror the brainwave patterns that you have when you are in the highest realm of sleep, REM. And so it's very relaxing, and the stories just take you to another space and time and allow your mind to wander until you get to that place of rest.
Wow. That's amazing. I love that. I think I'll definitely check out the Patreon, and I know you have your link tree and social media and all that stuff as well that everybody can find you at.
Yes.
And if they just search "Man with the Voice," that comes up with a lot of things too for you. So I think that's fantastic. What would you tell your former self or people that are looking to get into the field of voice acting?
I would tell my honestly, I would tell my former self, stop waiting.
Mm,
That's one thing that I wish I would have started earlier because I had an opportunity to do. But it was like, okay, one more thing to do. My kids were a little younger then. And then finally I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm done doing this for free. Let's go make
yeah.
some money with this thing. So definitely for anybody out there on the fence, now is the time. You are not getting any younger. In a couple of days, it will be 2022.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do? This is an amazing business of communication. There's nothing more powerful to be able to bring somebody else's words to life as your own and be able to touch people, right? Now, voiceover, it is sales, of course. You are a salesperson because you are selling a product or a service or something out there, right? But this is an opportunity for you to step outside of the box, for you to do something new, learn about it, and eventually get paid from doing it once you get the coaching that you need. So, for anybody out there, do not. In the game, there's more room for everybody.
I love that. That's so true. What are good recommendations to safely get into voice acting, and where would you suggest starting?
So, for anyone who is interested in getting in, number one, you have to get coaching.
Mm,
Some people, they try to hop into the business by getting a demo done, number one, because you do need a demo, right?
right.
But they try to jump over the other steps that are there to get to the demo. Now, you can find someone without having any training at all. You can find one to produce your demo. They will even direct you in that demo session, let you know exactly the way to say something, how fast to say it. They'll go through everything with you, and you'll end up with a good or a great demo.
Mm-hmm.
However, when you start shopping that demo around to get the business, you may book something from the demo. Then you get the script,
Mm,
and you do not have the proper tool able to bring those words to life.
yeah.
So you have to learn script analysis. You can learn good vocal habits. You can learn the vocal techniques and how to emphasize words and expression and energy and proper breath control and character analysis. There's so much that goes on in coaching.
Mm-hmm.
And through the coaching, we are teaching you how to have the proper tools and to know when to use which tool. So coaching is number one. Once you've gotten that coach and you've gone through a few sessions and you've gotten to a level where you have figured out which genre you want to be,
Mm-hmm.
that's the other thing. There's so many different genres of voiceover.
Right.
You don't know which one is going to be right for you.
Mm-hmm.
So through that coaching, your coach is going to help you to identify what is going to be your niche genre. Is it going to be commercial? Is it going to be animation? Is it going to be narration? You have medical narration explainer. They're going to help you to narrow down what your niche genre is going to be.
Interesting.
The suggestion to folks, find your niche first.
Mm-hmm.
As a jack of all trades, right? Because you you can be a jack of all trades and master of none. So find
Yeah.
a niche that works for you, master that, get your genre, and start to book in that genre. Then through additional coaching, you can work on the other genres and figure out what your second is going to be. Coaching is first, demo is second, then you shop that demo around to get business. A lot of people think that the end all is getting a agent in this business. That is not the case. When you get an agent, it doesn't mean you're going to book all this business all of a sudden and you're going to be busy.
Right.
The agent gets 20% for union, they get 10%. That means you still need to be doing 80% of the work.
Yeah.
And so you can still book business without an agent. It is not the end all, okay? An agent is something that you work up to, not something you need off the break. So those are a couple of things that I would definitely say with this, but coaching, have to get that done first. And as you mentioned, I am a voiceover coach. I would love to work with anybody out there. An intro to voiceover coaching session workshop coming January 29th. Anyone is interested in that, you can shoot me an email to, and that's 1 p.m. today, January Standard Time. My email address is the man with the VO at gmail.com. With the VO, or you can just go to my themanwiththevoice.com, send a message there, or shoot me a DM on Instagram at the Man with the Voice. But that is January 29th, 1 p.m. Small group session, 1 hour session, 10 people in there, and you'll have an opportunity to learn about this audition and receive feedback as well.
That's fantastic. I've just popped that up here. So January 29th, that's a fantastic opportunity. And it's kind of like with, going and singing. Even if you have a good voice to start out with, it's always nice and it's always a very smart idea to get that training first because you don't,
Yes.
you're not going to be able to audition while you're not going to be able to, you did opera for a little bit. So, you understand how to control your voice, how to not wear out, and how to have that diaphragm and all that you need to have first before you go on audition. And so having a good coach is, I would imagine, one of the top priorities. So I'm glad that and I hope who's listening, please, um, I would definitely take advantage of this opportunity. And Marcel is absolutely one of the most genuine people that I have seen in the business so far. So definitely be a great opportunity to work with him for sure. So thank you so much for explaining all that as well. And I think for those who are listening, it's just such a very omnious world of how to get into the acting world, how to get into voiceover, because both of them are different worlds. Acting is completely different than voice acting, but it's not. It's still, a lot in the same. And what
it definitely is because
yeah.
voiceover or voice acting is, and you have to act. So
Yeah.
so at some point in time, acting classes would be a plus as well.
Yes, that's so true. What are some things that help you get into the mindset of your characters that you do?
So for me, once I analyze the script and I figure out exactly, who it is that, or if it's voiceover, who I'm talking to, what it is that I'm actually talking about, and why, then I can put myself in the mindset of what role I am serving in this, and then picturing exactly who I am talking to. If this is something for screen, then there's a whole different set of character analysis that come play, where you're actually giving the character a backstory. You get a little bit of information from the director or producer, what have you, on the character, but then you want to go deeper, as deep as you can go, to figure out exactly who your character is, all the way down to where was he born, what did he have for breakfast that morning, what time does he go to sleep, what is it that he really likes. Then you have to figure out exactly what your objective is in each scene. What is my objective in this scene? What do I want to get out of this? And once you figured out all those things, then it helps you to approach it in a way that matches all of that.
That's so good. Yeah, that's so true. And I think it's, like being able to have those acting classes as well, which we were talking about just a little bit ago, would be super helpful to be able to get into that character because you can't just sound flat when you're talking about. I've seen your commercials and they're just so fun, but that's real life. You're there with that those other people and that other interactions. So how does it look like behind when you're in the studio and it's quiet and you don't have anybody else to bounce off of necessarily? You don't have those other emotions going on. How do you get inside yourself and how do you pull that character out? How do you make that character genuine and what it really is supposed to be? And I know a lot of it comes down to the voice training. How are you holding your voice? How are you carrying it? Where are the inflections that you need to have? And I'm sure I'm butchering this Marcellus, because I'm not like 100% great, but yeah.
So yeah, so once I figured out exactly who it is I'm talking to, if it's voiceover, then I am picturing that one person and I'm having a conversation with them about whatever product or service it is that we're talking about in the voiceover. When it's something for screen, of course, it's a little different because there's someone right there in front of you, and you are simply. The beauty of acting is living your truth. Once you are living your truth within a character, it makes things so much easier, right?
Yeah.
And so, whatever the lines are, you approach them from your own personal truth, then they're able to come across in a way that doesn't sound like you're reading or performing, but it is real at that point because you are, in fact, living your truth.
Right. Now, to bounce off to a different question, how often would you suggest somebody getting voice training? And obviously you would want to continue that. So what does that look like? What would be the best practices as far as that goes? And some good voice training techniques, I guess.
So, for your voice training in particular, or voice coaching, voiceover coaching,
Oh,
because
yeah.
vocal training is something different, right?
Right.
But I'll say this for voiceover coaching, that is going to be dependent upon how much homework you're doing.
Mm.
The reason why I say that is if you are a student who is, putting in those first couple of weeks, I always tell my students when they start out, because this is going to be a shift for them, right? From their normal day to day, where they now have to do some homework in voiceover. So I start them out just 15 to 30 minutes a day. I want you to pull out a magazine, a newspaper article, maybe something online, and read it out loud. Just 15 to 30 minutes a day. And then if they want to be a narrator, I tell them to go to their closet and sit in there for 30 minutes and read out loud.
Mm.
Because if you're going to be a narrator, that's reading over and over and over again, especially if you're doing long form audiobooks, right? And so from the 15 to 30 minutes, and then in the next 2 weeks, ramp that up to 30 to 45, then you get up to an hour. If you are doing that on a regular basis, and a regular basis being 3 to 5 days a week, then when you're working with a coach, you can work with them every other week. But if you're one person out there, or if you are the person who's not doing their homework on a regular basis, then you're going to need additional coaching. And so I would say weekly. But most of my students I work with every other week. And I always tell my students, I'm not looking to have a long-term relationship with you. I don't want you to be paying my mortgage, right? Because that's what you would be doing at that point. I want to work with you anywhere from 5 to 10 times, push you out of the nest so that you can fly. Because at that point, you should be at a point where you are ready to now go and get a demo produced and or go to work with another coach to get some additional coaching.
That's amazing. I love that. What is a good couple things that you ask them to add to their demo? Like what are things that are make them stand out a little bit more?
So with the demo, it's all about finding the right copy, the right reads for that individual person, right?
Yep.
And so what happens normally when you find someone who's going to put your demo, you with them, and they're going to pull scripts that they feel that you can bring to life that work with you and your skill set, and they'll whittle those down to 5 to 7 but it's not going to be, 3 spots within that minute 30. It's going to be 7 seconds of each one, but it's going to be fast paced, moving, exciting, and it's showing the best of you. All that you can do, the different ways that you can bring things to life, a conversational read, an authoritative read, and so on, so that the client can then get a full understanding of what it is that you bring to the table.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. I really love getting to talk to you, and you're just such a genuine person. Is there any last minute things that you would like to share with everybody? I've got here January 29th, Saturday at 1 p.m. Please make sure you guys take advantage of this great opportunity. It's a really fantastic coach. He's very genuine and just, so much fun. So please, if you could, definitely follow him and take advantage of this opportunity. And then Marcellus, what would you like to leave us with today?
Well, first and foremost, Ashley, thank you so much for taking the time to bring me on. It has been an incredible conversation. I've enjoyed your banter and definitely appreciate you not only taking the time to bring me on here, but your kind words as well. I do appreciate that. For everyone listening, it has been a pleasure presenting to you today. I would love to connect with you. If you have any questions about voiceover, by all means, tap in, shoot me an email. It's right there. Or you can DM me on Instagram at The Man with the Voice. And my website is The Man with the Voice, or MarcellusShepard.com. You can find me there as well. But I wish everyone out there a healthy and prosperous 2022 and beyond. Know that this is the time right now. Do not delay. You're not getting any younger.
Yeah.
No one around you is getting younger. Opportunities are passing you by each and every day. So if voiceover is of interest to you, get in where you fit in. Make a call, shoot an email, find a coach. I'd love to work with you, but there are many, many great coaches out there as well. Get with the coach, study him, work with him, and get going in this business. And I wish you all luck.
Oh, thank you so much, Marcellus. You have a wonderful holiday season, and I'll keep in touch with you. But yes, everybody, please make sure that you follow him, and he posts some of the funniest videos too, so it's very fun and entertaining as well. So yes, thank you so much. I hope you and your family have a wonderful holiday as well.
You do the same, Ashley. Peace and blessings to you.
Same. Thank you so much. Take care now.
All right, bye now.
All right, everybody. Much for joining, and Marcellus has been a huge blessing, and we're just so thankful to have him show. Please do follow him, and I would really take a huge advantage of this January 29th, 1 p.m. on Saturday. It is he's so much fun, and he's so genuine. He's got such a great voice, and he's a great voice coach. So if you're looking to take voice lessons and take that, next step, which is a great opportunity, it's the new year, right? What else do you have to lose, right? So my sister says we are here for a good time, not a long time, right? So it's time to move forward to that next step. You guys got the email, themanwiththevo@gmail.com. Message him and make sure that you join this great opportunity on the 29th at 1 p.m. on Saturday. Thank you so much, Marcellus, for joining us, and happy holidays, everybody. We will see you back here next time.